Welcome back to the Lunch Table, Hip Hop Food for Thought. I'm Nico, Blitz, and today we have a couple special guests in the building, but I'm just going to introduce one. Yo, Chris O'Bannon, what's poppin', man?
What's the deal, man? I'm happy to be here. What is poppin'?
Yo, I'm actually happy to meet you, like, for real, because I think I seen your name on a couple flyers. Do you know my boy, Gerald Prodigy?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, dude,
he gave
like...
my first show in the Bay, like one of my first big shows.
For real, what show was that?
It was like a Dave Steezy, Cool John show. It was an epic show because it was right when Nef dropped Big Timing. And nobody really knew Nef yet, but he performed that song 3 times back to back. And that's how it was just crazy vibe. But Gerald put that whole event together.
Yeah, no, that's great. Dude, like, because that dude, I'd known him since I was maybe like 14, 15.
Okay,
and we were promoting on the same clubs.
Oh,
like,
for real?
Yeah, back in the kid. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of, like, well, he does Prodigy ENT.
Yeah.
I was doing Method ENT at the time.
I just came in, like, I moved there like 2012.
Damn,
so,
dude.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
I graduated the year right before that.
Okay,
so that kind of leaks my age just a little bit.
It's all good, bro.
So you moved out there in 2012. You were out here in LA beforehand?
Yeah. I lived in Compton, and then I moved out there for school.
Okay.
Because I'm from Compton.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up in Compton for you? Because I know everyone's situation could be a little bit different from one another.
For me, I got really good parents, so I couldn't really go anywhere like that. But I used to sneak places, and, like, I was a skater. I wasn't a gangbanger. There's, like, the gangbangers, and then there's the skaters.
Okay.
And then it's, like, we all live in the same habitat. So it's, like, that's what people don't know about Compton is, like, there was a big skateboard scene because of Pharrell and, like, and basically Ice Cream. All of us, we were looking at them like, oh, wow, that's what we want to be like. But then there's the other half who's, like, already a part of the gangbang life. Like, you start at 13, 14, they already a part of it. For me, I was never able to be in that scene, so I was always either skating or making beats.
What do you mean you were never able to be in that scene?
My parents would not. So basically, if you understand gangs, you got to be at the park. Wherever you at, it's a park somewhere. Okay. And that's where everybody is congregating, and that's normally the name of the hood that you live in. It's the park. That's where everything happens. My mom never let me go to the park. Basically, like, I could never go to the park until I started sneaking to the park. But by then, I was already like 15, 16, so I was already like, nah, I'm not gonna. I know what I know. I know what I don't want to do and what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I wasn't influenced enough to, like, be a part of that. You know what I mean? I was more just to myself.
But it seems like you were interested even just a little bit because you were sneaking to the park.
I mean, I was sneaking to the park to go hoop, not to go, like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So basically, like, it's a park. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a kid, it's a park. I want to go to the park, and then that's how it happens. You're a kid, keep going to the park, and then there's older people there who are like, oh, okay, come mess with us, come do this, oh, do that. Okay, jump, get put on the hood. Now you rocking with us. Da-da-da. I never had to go through any of that. Like,
that's good.
I never got banged on in my own hood. Like,
yeah.
I never had to deal with anything like that. So I mean, I can't say that I'm like a lot of other kids in Compton because my parents. That's what I'm saying. Like, in 7th grade, I got like 4 Fs or something crazy.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, you're not going out for the whole summer."
Oh,
that whole summer, all I did was make beats. And I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. So I mean. Maybe that was meant to be, but yeah.
Yeah, just producing beats and skating with the homies.
Yeah,
at that time.
I couldn't go outside, so I couldn't even skate. All I could do is make beats, stay in my room.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy how, like, because, I don't know, I've talked to people from the hood, like, on this podcast, and it's like, I haven't heard of somebody in your situation where you're directly in there, but you haven't crossed paths with anybody who was, like, banging.
I mean, I say, like, one of my bros, like, my close friends, like, he bangs, but I didn't even know that until, like, last year, 2 years ago when I lost one of my homies. And then he just came to me and told me, like, you know, what he was going through and his mindset and all that. But before then, I didn't really have that many friends that gangbang like that because I just was never around. And when I was around, I was a hooper or I was skating. It wasn't like I'm chilling or I'm trying to be like, oh, what's up, y'all? What's going on? But they knew who I was because on my street, it's only a few skaters in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I'm the first street off the main street. So they always knew who I was, but I was never, like, first name basis with any of those people. So,
So, you know, you said you had, like, a homie who passed away, and you just found out your best friend was banging, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, in a sense, like, do you look at their lives, and does that kind of, like, I guess, verify that you're doing a right thing for your own life?
I wouldn't say that it verifies it, but it definitely shows me how easy it is to lose a grasp of where you're going based off the influences around you and the people around you. It's like, for me, I always got people around me who tell me to focus on what I'm doing, so I always just focus on what I'm doing. And that's what made me strong, and it was a weakness because it made me not connect with a lot of people. I was just mixing, mastering, recording, producing all my own stuff, so I was like, nah, I'm going to just stay in the cave. But for my friends, it was like they had to go outside. Like, they had to be where they was at. They had family that was involved in that. Like, my family not from Compton.
Where's your family from?
My dad's from Detroit and my mom's from Indianapolis, but she lived in Watts when she moved out here.
Okay.
So off the rip, you feel me? I have family that lived in the area, but nobody that was influencing me to do something that I shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it verifies it, but I will say that it gives me an idea or a scope on a different perspective.
Yeah. Were your parents the ones who like really pushed you to go to college too?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I was not gonna go, but I had to go. I didn't want. Not that I was not gonna go. I had to go. So it was like, because my sister went to college, so my mom, and my dad just graduated a year before me, but they wanted.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? So they wanted us to do, have. It's cliche, but it's the reality.
No,
they want
but
better.
dude, how old's your dad?
My dad's 62.
And dude, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, he just got his degree in accounting. But he'd been doing the work for a long time, but now he just got his degree.
Dude, that's insane, because like, it kind of reminds me of my dad, because my dad just retired earlier this year. So I was like, Dad, what are you going to do now?
Your dad?
I think he just broke like 58-ish.
Oh, he's young,
you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you going to do now? He was like, I think I'm going to take a photography class at the local college. I was like, damn, dude, like, you're a boss for doing that shit.
I just want to learn, bro. It's the will to learn. Dude, it never goes away.
Okay, so now it's even like more. You're close with your dad? You're close to both of your parents?
I'm super close with my dad. I'm close with my mom, but I'm like super close with my dad, like on a like talking conversation basis. But I'm close with my mom too. I'm sorry, mom.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm hella close to my mom too, but me and my dad, it's like a father-son relationship.
Dude, it's crazy because like. I'm just finding your situation so fucking insane because like you live in Hub City. Shout out to DJ Head for teaching me what Hub City was. You know what I mean? So like you lived in Hub City, and you had both your parents in your life, man.
Yeah, I'm like, only out of everybody in my family. I'm really the only person, or the only like out of all my cousins, immediate cousins. I'm the only one who has both their parents.
What do you think, like from your perspective? Because in hip hop, there's a lot of rappers just talk about how their dad especially wasn't there.
Right.
Parents aren't there, whatever. Like, a lot of people in hip-hop feel, like, hella isolated. How do you think that, like, having both your parents in your lives, like, really benefited you and, like, your personality? And
I would just say just wisdom. It's as simple as that. It's like when you go out in the streets and you wonder why people act the way they do or do the things that they do is because they didn't have anyone to teach them before they did it. Most of these kids are learning based off just trying stuff. Yeah. I didn't have to do that. Like, my dad moved to L.A. He ran away from home when he was 16 and then lived on the street. And then until he met someone, a woman that allowed him to live with him. So, live with her. So, that story alone, my dad told me that story when I was 15. Damn. And it gave me perspective on just knowing, like, he didn't want those same things for me. So, he made it very, like a critical point to always make sure that I knew what was going on or be like, hey, don't go with those people or, watch your back when you go here. Oh, I tell him something happened. He'd be like, you know what that means about that person? It means this. And some people don't have that consolation, I guess, to go and talk to their dad, which is the biggest thing. It's just wisdom. Like, I don't have to burn my hand on the stove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because he already had done that
shit before. He already burnt his hand. Yeah, exactly. So I don't have to do it, which is a blessing, bro. I don't ever take that for granted, for sure.
You kind of got very sentimental right now,
hey,
man.
I'm an emotional person, bro. I'm an R&B artist, so I got an emotional switch. It never goes off.
Well, let's switch up the mood a little bit, man. So you're an R&B artist.
Yeah.
What R&B influences did you grow up listening to, man?
I grew up listening to like Michael Jackson and Prince and like Ryan Leslie. I study Ryan Leslie.
Leslie, dude.
Yeah, I study his music.
Holy shit, dude. I don't meet too many fucking people. like, dude, Salas, who the fuck did you bring in here, man? Ryan Leslie?
Yeah, Ryan Leslie,
Oh,
bro.
shit, dude.
I definitely study his how he touched the industry. I'm trying to do something similar.
Dude, that's sick. I mean, what was it about like R. Leslie that really like captivated you?
It was really because the same thing about Prince, where it's like they do the whole thing. You know, like go in the studio, close the door, nobody really got to be there. I'm gonna make a hit. You know what I mean? And that process that he used to put the videos on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
R. Leslie used to, when he made the Addicted, he remade it on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was just like, dang, I gotta be just like that.
That's
He was
crazy,
like, what time is this, 5 a.m.? All right, keep going. I was like, oh, man. I was watching that in my room young, like, wow, this dude ordered a trumpet and then just played it. I was like, what the hell?
Or even like, remember that gibberish song he had?
Yeah, hell yeah. I
like
can't think of it right
dude,
now.
That shit was...
It was just a bunch of random stuff, right?
He was just making random...
Yeah.
Dude, that was like the fucking origin of mumble rap.
Oh, God. On everything. That's what it is, gibberish rap. We'll just call it that. Dude. Yeah, R. Les, bro, for sure. That's like my top 3 inspirations. John Legend. For sure, John Legend and Jimi Hendrix. I wouldn't say that's R&B, but that's the soul.
Yeah. But dude, that's hella interesting, man. I mean, like I said, I don't get a lot of people who talk about like R.
I'm not like a lot of people, man.
Nah, and that's what's up. So then what made you want to like really pursue? I mean, I know you were making beats when you were in 7th grade, but what really made you want to pursue music?
I mean, earlier than that, I was in a choir and I had solos. I was like
shit.
8 years old, 7 years old, and then we did like a Midwest gospel tour. I don't even know what it was, how we did it, but it was like 3 or 4 churches we went to where it was probably like 2,000, 3,000 people there, and I'm 8 years old singing. And when I felt that energy, I was like, I can do this. You know what I mean?
Damn, with 3,000 people too, that means you were.
It could have been less, but I was 8, so it felt like, you know what I mean? But it was just a big church. You know those big churches? Like, it was like one of those, so that's when I knew for a fact I was addicted to that. Because I was nervous, but then when I got on stage, everything was so clear for me. Yeah. And I just did it. And I was doing things that I didn't even practice, and everybody was happy. So it was like, I would just keep doing it.
And you just decided to, like, really go with music throughout your high school career.
Yeah,
and,
so my dad, he had, like, a gospel hip-hop kind of label almost.
Okay. What was that called?
It was called G-Hop, the G-Hop station.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, my dad already having experience in the industry. When I expressed to him that I wanted a microphone or something like that, he would just be like, go find it. And then I would go find it and buy it on eBay. Bought my first mic for like $20.
Damn, dude. And he was just quick to like,
learn everything. Because he was just ready to buy whatever I needed. As long as it wasn't super expensive, but like I said, it took like $80 to get a setup and start recording.
But it seemed like he like really helped you out with that shit, though.
Yeah, it would be nothing without my dad. I mean, that sounds cliche, but I wouldn't literally be anything without him. If he didn't buy the equipment for me, or like he used to give me lessons for like guitar and piano, but they would just go too slow. So I would tell him like, please don't make me go back. Like I just want to learn on my own, and he understood that. You know, most parents probably would have been like, no, you gotta go practice. You gotta go where. No, my dad was willing to let me grow at my own pace. You know what I mean? My bad. Back in the sentimental.
No, dude.
Sentimental.
Back to the sentimental. I mean, I love this shit right now, man. Like,
bro, you told me be open, bro.
No, because it's funny because it's like you're putting me in this space in which like I'm really starting to like think back at my parents and like appreciate the shit that they've been doing for me. You know what I mean?
Man. Sometimes we don't appreciate it because they've been wiping our ass since we was a baby, since we could even say thank you. You know what I mean? Dude. But we even grateful for that. That's what I was thinking about when I was watching these videos of like a dad and the daughter, and it's like, dad. Yeah. It's like they don't remember that you wiped their ass, but they do remember it, and they appreciate that. But as we get older, we forget, like, damn, you really wiped my ass when I couldn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So,
did you learn to appreciate your parents a lot more, like, after you moved to San Francisco?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, my first year, I begged my dad, please let me come back. Like, please let me go home. I hate it here. I hate the people. I hate the weather. I hate the school. Nobody messes with me. Like, I just hated it. And then he was just like, nope. It sounds good, but no, you can't. You can't. So, I mean, when I first moved out there and I was alone, I was 17. I didn't know nobody. So I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this. I want to come home. I'm tired. I was working with Warren G at the time. I thought I was finna get signed. Yeah. I'm like, let me go home and get signed and start my life. And you know what I mean?
How were you working for Warren G when you were in San Francisco?
Basically, when I was like 16, I did a music video at my friend's house. and his family's from Long Beach.
Yeah.
So one of his OG homies was there, and I happened to be, shout out to my big bro, his name is Fleeta.
Shout out
And
Fleeta.
He knew Warren G, like hella close, like been with him, grew up, went to middle school and high school with him. So when he saw that music video, he was like, yeah, we're going to take you to Warren and blah, blah. So like for a full summer, I was like basically just working with Warren G every single day. Like he hooked me up with so many different artists, but I ended up not even signing to him.
Yeah. Why not though?
I mean,
was it on your power or
nah? For lack of a better terms, let's just say I had a real lawyer, and it was like I'm not finna just sign anything. Like my dad always knew. Like once again, my dad always knew my full potential hadn't been reached yet, so he wasn't gonna let me sign no 5-album deal. You know what I mean?
It's like, with all due respect to Warren G,
off tops,
you can be a lot bigger than just being that signee to Warren G.
That's what his perspective was. So if I was gonna sign, it had to be on my terms.
Yeah.
And then when you try to move on your terms, but you ain't got no leverage, they try to kind of like play the back burner, and then eventually they just stop responding. So that's literally what happened, bro. Like, he just stopped responding. But you know, I still got mad respect because I learned hella from him. Like I met Mars through him. I met Dom Kennedy. I met Ty Dolla $ign. I met Casey Veggies. I met Roscoe. I met all these people through him, 16, 17 in the record plant.
That's nuts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll never be able to like know fully how much that prepared me for where I am now, but I definitely appreciate it.
Because I'm assuming you kind of felt like you could swim after meeting all those people.
Yeah, definitely. Like being in the studio with people, like I'll never forget. I was listening to it because I was like hella shy at the time.
Yeah.
But Casey Veggies came in and he was playing, and Warren was playing one of my records. And this was the time when I was looking up to Casey, like, damn, bro, you really a year older than me. You know what I'm saying? Really out here doing you know what I'm saying? Like he was really hot at the time, so it was like I really felt like I really was inspired by him. And he was playing my record, but I didn't even say, oh, yo, this is me. Casey was like, oh, that's hard. Hard. I was just listening to it. And then I was just like, dang. Then I met Ty, and then Ty was like, yeah, you hard. And I'm just 16, 17, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, I don't know.
you took your wins when
I
you could.
That. You know, my dad told me, he was like, yo, if they see something in you, then that means that someone else will see that same thing.
It's so crazy how you were able to fight off temptation from just, signing to anybody over there because,
man, bro.
I mean, dude, even though it doesn't seem like you needed that validation, it's like, but getting validation from like Casey Veggies at the time or like Ty Dolla $ign at the time too, like people don't get that shit. And that's the type of shit that a lot of people try to yearn for, you feel me?
For sure, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy that everything that's happened has happened for a reason, and I really begged my dad to sign that deal. Yeah. Because I was so upset with just being in Frisco and not being home. I was just like, just let me sign it. You know what I mean? Like, if it don't work, I'll go back to school. School not going to go nowhere. Yeah. But they was just like, nah, I need you to finish. We need you to just go to school. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't sign that because now I'm in a position where I'm, like, in the driver's seat with my career, which is very rare.
That's what's up, man.
Very, very rare. Like, people who are around me, like Sasha Salas, my bro Pooh, my business partner, he worked with Lace, South Bay. Like, without those situations that I learned from before, I wouldn't be able to have the relationships that I have now and be able to have respect for my opinion. You know what I mean?
I get you, because you, instead of just being in the passenger seat the whole time waiting for the label to, figure out what to do with you, you're kind of like, fuck it, I'm going to just get my own whip.
Bro, everything that I've done up to this point, like, excluding the fact that the past 2 months I've really built a team and been able to move differently. But prior to that, everything I did on my own. Like, all the connections I made, all the features I ever did, any beats that I got placed, it was because I did that on my own.
Fuck, man.
So, I mean, I'm super grateful for that, because that's, even then, a lot of people wish they could do that. Yeah. So it's just like, I just try to remember that.
Did you feel scared knowing that you would do the independent grind, though?
I wouldn't say I felt scared, but at certain points I'm not gonna lie, I get depressed. I feel like as an artist, when you look at other people's success, I'm not a hater. I'm more of a comparer. You know what I mean? So I'm not hating on people. Like, I want people to succeed, but in the past, I've definitely, as an independent artist, been like envious towards how other people were able to move, or the situations or personal relationships they were able to build through somebody else or through whatever that I couldn't do. So, I mean, I had to get over that. It's all ego and pride.
For sure.
I wouldn't say that I was like scared, but it was definitely hard.
Well, you kind of had to, you kind of had to figure the shit out on your own.
Right, yeah.
But then I always believe, like, if you figure the shit out on your own, then you could kind of do anything.
On everything, you
feel me?
I mean, that's the reality. Anything you do, and I mean, that's why we got YouTube, bro. Because you just go learn it from YouTube, watch a 10-minute video, get the 30 seconds that you needed from that 10-minute video, and and figure it out.
That's crazy, dude. So then going into college, why did you go to San Francisco State?
Man, I really didn't give a fuck about school. My whole life, I was just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm finna be famous and rich. I don't care. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm about to be rich and famous. And so I was like, fuck school. So I went through high school. I graduated with like a 2.3 or something. Like I really didn't give a fuck, but I really did no homework. I just passed all my tests.
Hey,
Barely did any homework, you know what I'm saying?
C's get the degrees,
exactly, man. Bro. You see me right now. So basically, like, I got accepted to, like, Dominguez and SF State and, like, Sonoma State. And I looked at Sonoma, I'm like, hell no, that's too far. There's nobody out there. It was hella far from where I was from. And then I was like, Frisco. And I looked up how far it was and the drive. I was like, it's far enough to where people can't just pop up on me. But then if I want to go home, I could go home.
Yeah.
So that's why I really did.
You were smart, dude. You were smart for going to San Francisco, though.
I know. It was random, bro. I didn't know it was going to boom like that. I didn't know, bro. Like, when I first went to Frisco, it's so different from what it is now, bro.
Hella different, yeah.
So different.
You said you've been there for, what, 6 years, you said?
6 years, bro. And this been the fastest, like, 6 years for a city, I think, ever. You know what I mean? Like, San Francisco in 2012 versus 2018 is completely different,
Everything's
bro.
gentrified. Everything There's way more like tech people in there.
White people everywhere, bro. It's hella weird. It's hella weird. But I mean, it's cool, but to the same extent, it's not, because it's like they move there for the culture, but then they moving the culture out.
Yeah. But I think it's good that you went there around like 2011, 2012. Damn, I was still in San Francisco at that time too. But it's like you were still there when the culture. I mean, the culture is still prominent today, but the culture was like super prominent.
Yeah, that's when it was like, okay, like that's when the boom was happening, but the people in the city were able to capitalize on it as well.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Google came in, you know what I mean? Shout out Google though. I mean, I don't want no problems with Google. But as soon as they came in, you feel me? It just fucked everything up.
Changed,
you know what I mean? Like prices start going up. I mean, I used to be a history major, so like I'd be super infatuated with like how things happen and like why it got gentrified. And I had my roommate Sebi Lee. He used to tell me, like, gentrification, bro, we need it, bro. We need it. I was like, why do we need it, bro? Like, do we need it? He's like, yeah, if you want to grow, then you got to. And it was just like, living with a roommate like that, he always opened my mind. I might have been mad when he told me, like, no,
for sure.
But it's like, it opened my mind to understanding, like, how the things happen and why people were like, oh, we need this because we need to expand. So to expand based on history, we got to kick out all the brown people, raise the rent. You know what I mean? Because that's historically...
Historically, that's what's been going on. I mean, I always seen gentrification as like, one of those things where you see it happening in other places, and then you kind of look at it like, oh, it's good. They're updating the area and whatnot. But then the second it happens to your place, is like, damn, like they're actually really changing the culture. But I will also agree on those terms where, in order to move forward as a society, we need to be able to just improve everything, like in any small way. It sucks that it has to happen to fucking people of color.
Nah, for sure. And it sucks, but it's not random. Like, even though we gotta improve, there's things that come with what they believe. Who's they? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? DJ Khaled. They believe that we gotta make this improvement to improve, but that isn't really what's gonna cause the improvement. It's other things. You know what I mean? Like, so they raise all the rent because they say, okay, if we raise the rent on the property, that's going to bring everybody in, want everybody to live here, and start buying houses and whatever. Not understanding that to raise the rent, they got to first buy the house from the people who, you know what I mean? So they go buy the house, and I'll just give a situation that I heard Mr. Fab talking about. It's like, you go to Oakland right now, you buy a house for $100,000, right? The house really worth $2 million, but I'm broke. Flat joke, no joke, flat broke. And then someone comes to my door with a suitcase like, we'll give you $100,000 cash right now. What you want to do?
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to improve, but do we need to capitalize on people that much? Like, couldn't you pay that person? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
If we evened out the equity of everything financially for people, it wouldn't be based off color. It'd be based off class. But
yeah.
I don't know, man.
And, I mean, it's literally just seeing like the worth in what you're doing. It's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Like if somebody came at you with like some whack ass deal, it's like, fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Like, you know your worth.
Exactly. But even then, it's like, you know your worth. You know the house is worth $1 million, but you ain't got no money, bro. You live in the Bay
part,
Area.
Man. Yeah.
I remember I worked 1 or 2 jobs out there. And then I owned a studio out there.
What were you working?
I was working at this lighting company, and they lied to me. Because I wanted to do audio.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, come do audio. We just need you to start off in lighting. Worked for 3 months. I was like, yo, what's up? They was like, yeah, we're not going to put you there. But that has nothing to do. It was really just a minimum wage. I was getting paid $14 for minimum wage.
Hey, bro, that's better than LA, though.
On everything.
It's $12.50 right now.
But that's the minimum wage, bro.
It sucks,
if
man.
I had a kid, if I had to pay my rent solely by myself, I didn't have my pops, I would not have no money to do anything, bro. Like $14 an hour.
Check this shit out, though. Guess what the minimum wage is in Hawaii?
What?
$8.
That's retarded.
$8 to fucking work on an island, bro.
That's crazy.
And it's like, I think the cost of living there is much harder than it is over in California, too.
Damn.
So it's like, you look at all these situations like, dude, like, they're really fucking us right now.
America. It's just America, bro. That's just the way it is,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Hawaii, that's messed up, bro.
It really is.
All the money they making out there, they can't pay $10.
Exactly. Well, that's why, like, you know, it's funny because, like, I talk to people from LA who are also from the Bay, and they're just like, yo, like, I just can't go back because it's way too fucking hard. I'm really surprised you were able to stay out there for 6 years.
I'm telling you, if I didn't have my dad, I wouldn't have been able to. I didn't pay my own rent. I just made sure I had money in my pocket, you feel me? So, like, I have financial aid, but, I mean, that shit don't last that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all a miracle, bro. I don't know how to say it, but.
I feel you. So how did you see your life change in terms of like music when you moved out to the Bay?
When I moved to the Bay, it was more so like I had to relearn everything in terms of like how people responded to music, the types of music that people were familiar with. Like I went to the club and they would be singing songs that I ain't never heard, but everybody in the club yelling it from the top of their lungs.
It's like fucking
cupcake, no
feeling. I ain't got time because I got a lot of women.
I'm like, what is this, bro? This slap, like, hold up. And so it's like being in that environment, bro, is like, that's why I be telling people, like, oh, I don't know about the Bay, the music, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, have you actually gone to the Bay? They be like, no, I've never been there, but it's like, bro, you would never understand how it really feels.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude.
mean? It's not about how it sounds. They be like, oh, no, that's not even mixed right. I don't like. Okay, go out there and listen to it. It don't even matter how the mix sound because all you hear is people stomping on the ground, jumping up and
just
down.
like having fun with the shit.
Exactly,
getting
bro.
hypey
Like
to
get
it, man.
stupid. It's literally you just look as stupid as possible.
Okay, so at least from my perspective, when I moved, because I brought my energy from the Bay when I moved out here, and you know, even though I was looking like a fool down here whenever it was like, you know, the dance floor and whatnot, I still love that shit. But then I would observe, and I'm just like, damn, like people out in LA, at least in the areas that I was hanging out with, like they just don't like to have fun.
Yeah, everybody want to be super cool, bro. It's like weird. It's like you're not even cool though. It's like, why are you trying to be cool? People who try to be cool too hard are never cool.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of rappers. They try to be cool too hard. They try to be thug too hard. You're not a thug. You know what I'm saying? Like
Why do you think in LA that's more prominent though?
Like what do you mean not being cool or not being a thug?
Like why do you think people in LA just try to be more cool, if
because
anything?
there's a history of what has succeeded. And there's lanes for everybody. Like in the Bay Area, it's the get it out the trunk lane.
Yeah.
It's like I shoot and I produce and I record and I do all my own shit. You know what I mean? They don't care if it's the weakest quality. They don't care. They just want it to be done. For real, bro. I respect it, but it's like, damn, bro, you can't do everything, bro. Like, but nah, I mean, I respect that. And that's what made people, that's what out here, people don't have that. It's like, I'm trying to get on, so how can I get on? Oh, I gotta be hella cool with these people. Let me go scoot over in this table. I ain't pay nothing, but let me get in this table. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird, bro. Like, it's just like you have to get in your lane. What's your lane? The most prominent LA question is what, you know?
Holy shit.
What do you do?
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, what do you mean what I do? I'm eating. What you mean? Like, I'm just, like, what you mean? In the Bay, it's like, oh, where you from, bro? Who is you? Like, oh, who you rocking with? Out here, it's just like, oh, okay. What do you do? It's like, bro, I don't even know you. Like,
yeah. Because then I feel like over there in the Bay, people fuck with you based off where you're from and who you know. Over here, people just fuck with you based on, like, what do you do and who you know.
Yeah, and who they know you to know. You know what I mean? Not even like, oh, they know you're hella close to that person. Like, oh, that's your best friend. Like, they just know, oh, he be with him all the time. Like, that's the guy that be with blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So, in the Bay, that's what made it hard for me, too, in the Bay, because I'm not from there. It took me a while to become accepted by everybody because I had to show them that I truly had an appreciation for the Bay Area because they felt like, who's this? They didn't even know I was from L.A. They didn't even know, but they was just like, who is this? Like, y'all don't know him? All right, we don't know him. Let's take a step back. You know what I mean? Until eventually, Nef the Pharaoh, I emailed him like 20 beats. And he was just like, damn, this is fire. Yeah. And coincidentally, shout out to my bro SBZ. That's Nef's like close homie and his stylist too. Basically, I sent Nef a hook in like 2014 or 13. Okay. 2014. And he put that hook, he put a video of himself listening to the hook like, hey, this shit hard, what y'all think? And he sent it to a group chat that had my bro SBZ in it. And then when my bro was like, oh, that's Chris, that's my nigga, you feel me? Like, I be with them niggas all the time. That's when Nef was like, what? All right, we finna lock in. Link, yeah. You feel me? So, and then a year later, he finally hopped on the beat and released it. And that was a song called Spice that he did with Young T.O.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, I produced that. So that was like when finally I felt like people were like, wait, what is this? It sounds like different. Because my shit don't sound like regular
like Bay
Area shit. Yeah. It's like my shit is more musical, like more like I'm trying to. Like if you listen to Spice, no lie, I put gospel chords over some Bay Area drums. And it just came out like that.
Yeah, dude. So
that's how I got my shot in the Bay Area.
And all you really had to do was just hit up Nef.
I emailed him.
Yeah,
that's all I did, bro. I emailed him. He hit me right back like, yo, these is fire. Send me his number. I didn't see it for like another week. I was out in the mission turning up. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I'm in my email. Like,
so then after Nef, it kind of just like what? It just went up for you afterwards?
After Nef, it still was just like, all right, you're a producer. And I'm like more than that. So it's like, when you wear a lot of hats, it's intimidating for people. Mm-hmm. So that was the next battle that I had to deal with. It's like, I'm trying to do these shows, man. But I ain't trying to pay nobody to do a show that I ain't gonna get nothing from it. I'm just gonna pay you $1,000 to do a show, and then you know what I'm saying. And then you're not gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying. I can't bring my people in. You harassing all my people, but I just paid $1,000 to perform. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's kind of weird. Like I was like, nah, I can't do that. So what I started doing is throwing my own shows. I went to SF State, and I saw there were students that were throwing shows, and then randomly in the summer, I'm just on campus. Randomly, I went to the ATM and I seen the director of like the student life. Okay. There's this black dude named Horace, and I walked up to him. I walked past him, and then I was like, you know what, bro? I gotta go.
Gotta do something.
Back and talk to him. I was like, yo, Horace. He was like, oh yeah, what up, Chris? I know who you are already. Blah blah. I was like, dang. And I was like, so how can I get in on the show? He was like, just go to this room right now and talk to this person. Went in there and talked to the homegirl. Her name Nilo. She was like, all right, here's your dates. Here's your show. Put the show together. And then I was already rocking with my bro, Priceless Da Roc. And then,
oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, that's my guy. He was really the first artist to really take a chance on me in the Bay Area that was really like come to the studio, put me on a song. I was the first artist, like Empire artist. Like we were in the Empire recording when Ghazi had his office next door to the studio. Like right when they first had their office.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we was in there working on his album at that time. So I booked him to come to the show and do it. And then it went up. It went crazy. It was just a lot of people there. It was my show. It's called Good Vibes. And then after that, I just kept growing. And then the school kept giving me more money to do this. And by the time I was getting like $3,000, $4,000 budgets to go book these artists, I had already produced for hella people. So I was like, am I going to really go through someone else, or am I just going to hit the artist up directly?
Yeah, no.
So I started booking Nef. I booked Peasy. I booked Prezi. I booked hella different Bay Area artists.
And then motherfuckers looking at you like, how the fuck did you get Nef? How the fuck did you get Priceless
exactly.
and all them?
For the price that I got them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never disclosed what I pay people, but it's like, for what I was paying them, nobody else could do that.
But, I mean, at that time, it's kind of just like, you're kind of just like putting the homies on and some shit.
And everything, on everything. Because I always did put other artists to perform as well. And then, I don't know, if anybody gonna pay you, it'd rather be one of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not some random person trying to capitalize off you. Like, nah, I go to these artists, I'll be like, yo, this what I got, bro. Can you do it? Just pull up and do 10, 15 minutes, bro, 20 minutes. Promote it. It's a free show. You feel me? Like, we sold out. 800-seater. 1,400 people pulled up. 1,400 people pulled up. Because we had 2 Eventbrites. The school made one, and then we made one. And I was like, nah, we got to use my list. It's my show. What you mean? So it was like 700 or 600 people outside that could not come in.
Holy shit,
it was crazy,
dude.
bro.
And you must have felt like really overwhelmed, but like proud of yourself, thinking like, damn, we really sold this shit out. And there's a big ass line outside.
For sure, bro. It was a learning experience because I basically figured out like, I mean, that's why I kind of like don't do shows unless it's my show now, because it's like, what's the point in opening up for someone? You know what I mean?
If you already know what the fuck you can do.
Exactly, bro. Because at that point, it's like if you're doing a free show, you're really basing the demand to be there not off the experience, but just the artist. They're just coming strictly for the artist. So when you open up for them, they're like, okay, yeah. Good thing it's the Bay, so everybody's like, hey.
Yeah.
But they still don't care as much as when the person comes out and it's like, oh my God. Like, so that's why I learned from that. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just do my own shows and you know, just build from the ground up.
Yeah. Because then especially since you know, like, that's your crowd and shit, like, everybody's going to show love to whoever the fuck pops up on stage.
Exactly, bro. So, I mean, it was
So it sounds like, dude, it sounds like you're a second son of the Bay or something, man.
I am,
like,
bro. I got it tatted on me. It's not a joke. I got 415 made me, 310 made me 415. Wait. I don't even know my own tat. 310 raised me, 415 made me.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, for real, bro. That's my only tat.
Fuck, dude. I give mad respect to that shit. I've always wanted a Bay tattoo, but it's just like...
You let me beat you, bro?
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel fucking ashamed right now, bro. Like, yo, we got to get tattoos, like, right after this shit.
Definitely, bro.
Oh, my God, dude. So then, like, there's just a lot of fucking information. That's a lot of fucking information, but it's like...
That's the iceberg right there, bro.
Oh, my God, bro. So then, your latest project, it was dropped in May, right?
May, yeah, Sauce Meets World.
Sauce Meets World. How'd you come up with that?
So basically, like, I feel like I just been giving people my sauce for a while. And, like, what they do is they work with me, but then they decide when they want to big up me. Like, people literally come to me and be like, between me and you, if say we walking just us, but it's a group of people. And we'll split off from the group, and they'll be like, Chris, bro, you know, you the reason why, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Chris, you was the first person that blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
you was
shit.
you know what I mean? Like, if I never seen nobody do blah, blah, blah until you did it. And in my head, I kept thinking, like, why don't they want to tell everybody? Like, why do they take me aside? It's because when you wear too many hats, it's intimidating for people.
They don't want to see you eclipse them.
They don't want to see you take their spot, like, but it's the fun. That's really just a minority type of mindset, and I'm not gonna say minority. That's a black people type of mindset where it's like, it's me against you. When in all actuality, you're you and I'm me, and we can both be us together, no matter what's going on. You know,
it goes
what
back
I mean?
to that lane shit you were talking about.
Exactly.
People just don't understand that, like, yo, I have my own lane.
Exactly,
you got
bro.
your shit.
Exactly. So from that inspiration, I just kind of got, like, I was like, man, I'm about to graduate, so I need to graduate into this industry as well, and just show people like, yo, this is my sauce. You know what I mean? Like, I could do everything y'all want me to do, but I'm gonna do it my way. So that's what the project really is for me. It's kind of just like dabbling more so in like a more specific type of genre, which is that West Coast, LA, like Bay Area type sound. When on all actuality, I'm a musician. Like, I do all different types of sounds. I don't just do that. But I took that to just say, I can do this too. And that's Sauce Meets World. You know what I mean?
This is you putting on your artist hat.
Exactly, bro.
Sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mixed, mastered, recorded all of it. You feel me? So I was just like, this is Sauce Meets World. Like,
yeah, dude. No, that shit was going up. I was just telling Sasha, like, right before you got in, like, I was listening to the shit just yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the first time in a long time where I listened to an artist's album and I just went straight through, no skipping, none of that. And
fire.
I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I'm really fucking impressed.
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro.
Really impressed, dude.
I'm making a big note to curate the way that my album sounds for that same reason. I feel like the most important thing in music right now is replay value. Mm-hmm. If you don't got replay value, it could be the hardest song ever. But if I don't want to replay it, it ain't hard. Like,
because
you know
a lot
I mean?
of artists, they try to figure out, like, oh, okay, well, this one bangs, so I'm gonna put it on. This one bangs, I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah.
But then there's no, like, cohesiveness in the sound. So it's like when you think about an album that just has a lot of random tracks together, it's like there's nothing you could really remember off of it.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out to E40, but it's like when he puts out like 3 albums, I'm like, holy shit, I'm kind of overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Granted, there's going to be like one slap in there, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I like to listen to shit where it's like, okay, I could replay your shit, Sauce Meets World, like over and over again.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I appreciate that, and I really feel like more artists should start focusing on that. And that's where I come in. That's where Sauce Meets World is like, and that's why Ryan Leslie is one of my biggest inspirations, because that's what he does. It's like, I want to be the guy that's like, I'm working on my album. All right, we got to call Chris. Mm-hmm. Call Chris, come in here. I bring my guitar, I bring my producers, and then we just create. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Sauce Meets World is really good for you because of the fact that, like, you know, you've already been producing for other people.
Right, yeah.
You've been doing A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z for other people.
Bro.
And it's like, I think now more than ever is a time for Chris O'Bannon as the artist to really become a prominent name, like, in everyone's household.
Nah, for real, bro. I mean, my lane is wide open right now. It's nobody really trying to do what I'm doing, and what I'm trying to do is unprecedented. You know what I mean? It's like people have done it before, but in this generation of come and go, you know what I mean? Nobody's really trying to make a long-lasting impression on the industry.
I was listening to Oprah's podcast, right?
Oh, okay.
And
she was dropping some game?
Yeah, she was interviewing Jay-Z.
Oh, wow.
And Jay-Z had said that in terms of hip-hop, the average lifespan for an artist after they've, like, created their hit or whatever is, like, 2 years.
Wow.
You're lucky if you make it 5 years.
Wow.
And you're, like, a fucking god if you can make it past 7 or 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it, like, really clicked in my head, like, damn, dude, all these artists are really just going for, like, 2-year buzz. Because, like, I don't know where the fuck Tekashi's going to be in, like, a year from now. I don't know where Lil Pump or all them is going to be, but it's like, now you see Kanye West, who's been around for like 10 years, collabing with those people just to add on to his fucking longevity.
Stay relevant. I mean, that's the name of the game, stay relevant. I mean, that's what E40 do. He go to Vallejo, find the biggest young talent he can find.
Exactly.
And he puts them in position to win more.
Yeah.
But what that does is put himself in the position as well. It's all the business, it's all the industry, you know what I mean? So
because it makes him look like he's the tastemaker for all the I mean, he's the ambassador.
He is.
Yeah,
he's the ambassador. He's for sure the ambassador. And now I'm the new LA to the Bay ambassador. Shout out E40. I actually just did the guitar for his tequila commercial.
Oh, shit, yeah. Dude.
So when you hear the Spanish guitar, that's me right there.
Dude, that's fucking tight.
Yeah, man.
So, shit, damn. There's just so much fucking information in this shit, man. You know, going back to Sauce Meets World, man, I really fuck with the Lil Bae song.
Oh, yeah. Lil Bae, she right. Yeah, that's the one, bro. I had that song for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, man. I had that song for like a year, man. Shout out DJ West. Shout out 89th. Those are the homies that produced it.
Is that your favorite song on the album?
My favorite song is probably The Motto. It's called The Motto.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's literally my motto. Like, I'm just a young nigga in my bag. I fell off, then I had to bounce back. They hated on me. I can't forget that. Feel me? It's not saying that I'm about to treat people a certain way or hold a grudge, but it's like, I can't forget y'all hated on me.
Yeah.
I can't forget. You know what I'm saying? And then all the fake love, I don't need it. Like, half the hook, that's all I say. All the fake love, I don't need it. You know what I mean? Because we really don't, bro. Like, I really don't need no fake love. And that's what I say is difference between the Bay Area and L.A., like, in terms of, like, how people are. L.A. is more upfront. I'm fake as hell. I don't care about you. Like, you know what I mean? In the Bay Area, it's like, hey, you know, lunch table, bro, that shit all right. But then they see you, bro, the lunch table, that shit is hard as hell, boy. Like, it's like, wait, what, bro? You fake as hell. I'd rather you be fake up front than just try to show me fake love.
Exactly, dude, exactly. And it's just like, I get a lot of that fake love out here, bro. Man. It's just like, dude, I don't like to be stingy on social media, but it's just like, I can tell if somebody, like, really fucks with my shit.
Oh,
and
God.
it's like, I see you in person, it's like, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bro.
You just trying to get something from me, you feel me?
All right, bro. I see. You know what I mean? You only move accordingly.
Yeah. So, what is the next move for Chris O'Bannon, the artist?
Man, more shows, more like small, intimate shows. That's what my next step is. Like doing more like live band with like a mix of like what's new
You're
in
fucking
LA.
smart for putting a live band.
Oh yeah, live band. I'm about to have a 4-piece band with 3 female singers, the Black Queens. You feel me? Chris O'Bannon and the Black Queens. And I'ma just like just keep doing what my gut tells me to do, bro. Because I mean, I'm just here for a reason. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm here to help a lot of people, and I know that for sure because it doesn't take a lot from me. So I just want to just continue to do whatever I'm compelled by my heart to do and not be forced to do anything specific,
Dude, we've went from like sentimental.
Hey, this is a fire interview. This is my best
cupcake.
interview yet, bro. I swear.
Dude, this was probably my favorite interview so far, bro. I honestly appreciate you being hella open and shit, bro. Like I have not laughed or shared the same amount of lyrics on a fucking interview.
That's fire, bro. That's fire.
Dude, Chris O'Bannon, man. Where can they find you on the gram and all that?
Yeah, you can find me at one Chris O'Bannon on anything. Just one Chris O'Bannon, OBANNON, or you can go to chrisobannon.com and find everything.
That's what's up, man. Yo, Nico Blitz. This is the lunch table. Special guest Chris O'Bannon. Shout out to Ari, Sasha, and Salas for making this happen, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fire interview, y'all. Peace out.
Peace out.